Well, with the transition into a new week, it means it's time to talk about another award show. Today, we're going to be discussing the film side of the Golden Globes, which, if you're watching this on the day that it went up, the awards are in just a few hours at 7 o'clock Central Time tonight. So, kind of the same thing as we did with the Critics Awards predictions last week. Just going to quickly go through the categories, talk about the nominees, and give my predictions on each category. There are a few that I am still undecided on, so I'll probably give a final prediction in this video. This one might be just a little bit shorter than last week's. We're not going to get too conversation heavy like I did in the previous video, but unlike last week, I do hope to have a recap of the Globes probably late tomorrow, if I had to guess, just because with a work schedule and all of that, it'll probably be late evening tomorrow that will go up. But I don't know, I'm interested in this award ceremony. Say what you will about the group as a whole, but I think what Nikki Glazer was able to do with the show last year will have me excited to tune in this year. She was excellent as a host last year. I mean, it was like the next day or 2 days after the ceremony last year that it was announced that she'd be coming back for this year's ceremony. I'm very curious to see what her monologue is like this year after last year's. I don't know. I always find this one amusing to watch. I don't, I don't take it that seriously. I don't, many people don't, but to me, it's just fun. So, looking forward to watching that tonight. But let's go ahead and dive into the nominations here. Again, same as last week, getting these from Next Best Picture. First up, we have Best Motion Picture Drama. We have Frankenstein, Hamnet, It Was Just an Accident, The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, and Sinners. I will say last week with the Critics Awards, there was more of a presence for Frankenstein than I had expected, especially with Elordi taking supporting actor. I think there's still life in that film. Hamnet, I think there's some life still left in that one as well. I don't think it's quite as much as I had hoped when I saw the film. But then you have films like The Secret Agent, which is kind of gaining momentum, and It Was Just an Accident, losing momentum. Now, all of that being said, I do think this award is going to go with Sinners. We've kind of known, and it was really cemented last week, the dominant presence of both Sinners and One Battle After Another throughout awards season. It was confirmed last week that these two movies are just unstoppable, and I think that's going to carry on into tonight, which brings us to our next category here, Best Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy. The nominations for that one are Blue Moon, Begonia, Marty Supreme, No Other Choice, Nouvelle Vague, and One Battle After Another. Now, I would like to see a No Other Choice win here. I don't think we will, and I don't think... I don't know. I'm just disappointed in the life this film has had at award season, because when I watched it, now granted, it was my first film from Park Chan-wook, so I don't know how this stacks up against a lot of his other films. I thought it was one of the best films of last year. I thought what he did was incredible, especially with the camera work. I really hope that we'd see more of a presence with this one, but I don't know. It's interesting, the ebbs and flows that you see as nominations for these big award ceremonies come out. Now, I do think it's a no-brainer here. This award's going to go to One Battle After Another. If there are two categories that I can be very, very confident in, it's these first two, and then a few others down the list here. But this is definitely One Battle After Another. Best Director Motion Picture, Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another, Ryan Coogler for Sinners, Guillermo del Toro for Frankenstein, Jafar Panahi for It Was Just an Accident, Joachim Trier, Sentimental Value, and Chloe Zhao for Hamnet. Again, another category I feel like we can all be pretty confident in, Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another. I said it last week, and I'll say it again here, and I will continue to say it until the Oscars in March. There's a lot of talent in this list, undeniably. But what Paul Thomas Anderson did with One Battle and showing his knack for action, which is not something that we've seen from the director before, he felt like he had been doing it his entire career. It felt so natural. It all flowed incredibly well. Um, it was just, it was outstanding. So this award will definitely be going to him tonight. If it doesn't, we'll circle back to this here real quick. If we do get a massive surprise, which is not unlikely, I'll say, I mean, it's happened before. I don't think it'll happen here, but should it happen, I would be perfectly fine with Ryan Coogler with Sinners here, and I would jump up and cheer if we saw a surprise Joachim Trier or Chloe Zhao win in this category. Best Actress in a Motion Picture Drama, we have Jessie Buckley for Hamnet, Jennifer Lawrence for Die My Love, where are we here? Renette Reinsve for Sentimental Value, Julia Roberts for After the Hunt, Tessa Thompson for Hedda, and Ava Victor for Sorry Baby. Every time I see Ava Victor or Sorry Baby in any awards category, I'm going to be extremely happy for her. First time writer directors, that's always a film that I am curious about because as an aspiring filmmaker myself, I always love to see new voices enter into the film world. And what she did with Sorry Baby, I mean, cemented her as a talent in front of the camera, behind the camera, on the page. I was just in awe the entire runtime of Sorry Baby for what she had accomplished. So I am very happy that we're seeing some recognition for her here. As for this category, though, Jessie Buckley for Hamnet. Again, I'm going to sound like a broken record here, and I will until the Oscars. But she was incredible. The heart and the heartbreak in that performance and the healing journey that she goes through and the grief, she displays it all so honestly, never overplaying it or downplaying it. It feels so authentic the entire time. I do also like seeing some recognition for Jennifer Lawrence here for Die My Love. I enjoyed that film quite a bit. I know it's a pretty mixed bag for some people, but I enjoyed it quite a bit. I was able to get on board with what the movie was doing and how it was tackling its ideas. And so once I was able to get in that headspace, I found myself having a good time with it. Definitely some surprises within that film, but it certainly wasn't my favorite film of the year, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was a very bold kind of approach for that subject matter. Renette Reinsve, I would love to see her kind of get back into the awards race here, but I don't know. Sentimental Value is having a very weird, kind of a very weird life this awards season. It's kind of going up and down, and I can't really confidently place it anywhere right now, and I won't be able to, I don't think, until the Oscars. But yeah, this is Jessie Buckley's award here. Best Actress in a Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy: Rose Byrne, If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Cynthia Erivo for Wicked. Kate Hudson for Song Sung Blue. Chase Infinity, One Battle After Another. Amanda Seyfried, The Testament of Anne Lee. And Emma Stone for Begonia. First off, I will talk briefly about this. Song Sung Blue was a film that I've actually seen twice now. The first time, I was kind of... when it was working for me, it was really working. And then there were also times where it just wasn't quite clicking. But then I went and rewatched it, and I found myself completely taken by that movie. It's a warm, just feel good, and then kind of heartbreaking look at life and chasing your dream and the cost that can come with, and how you have to get back. Doing that thing that you love after a tragedy. I don't know. I don't know if it was just the day I was having when I saw it the first time, but I really did come away enjoying that movie quite a bit. So I would like to see, and Kate Hudson was pretty good in it, so it's nice to see her on this list. I This is tricky. I could see this going to Emma Stone for Begonia. Not my prediction, but I could see this being a category that I get wrong and Emma Stone actually taking the win here. I'm rooting for Rose Byrne, as I will continue to do, and I hope she wins it. I think the path to victory here is pretty clear for the most part, but again, the only potential roadblock here is Emma Stone, which I could see happening, but I really do think that this is Rose Byrne's best shot at getting some momentum. Best performance by an actress in a supporting role: Emily Blunt for The Smashing Machine, Elle Fanning for Sentimental Value, Ariana Grande, Wicked for Good, Inga, oh man, I just can't. Inga Ibstadter Lilius for Sentimental Value, Amy Madigan for Weapons, and Tiana Taylor for One Battle After Another. Again, this is kind of between. This is, in my opinion, this is a 3-horse race between Inga, Amy, and Tiana. I haven't really seen any cause to fully get behind Tiana Taylor yet. I mean, she's been present on all of the nomination lists, but I just haven't seen that clear path that we're seeing right now with Amy Madigan. I think that critics' win last week was, I don't want to say it was a one-off because it certainly is not. She's great in the movie, but it was very clear that that performance really did resonate and work with critics. And so that win last week was not surprising. This week, I really am not confident with one particular performance here. So right now, I'm going to say Amy Madigan for the sake of this video, but that will probably change before 7 o'clock tonight. I will say that. But right now, I'm going to say Amy Madigan. But my gut is saying Tiana Taylor. And my bold shot in the dark is Inga. So, again, I could see this going either way. But for the sake of the video, I'm going to say Amy Madigan right now. But follow me on social media, and you'll probably see that change. Best performance by an actor in a drama: Joel Edgerton for Train Dreams, Oscar Isaac for Frankenstein, Dwayne Johnson for The Smashing Machine, Michael B. Jordan for Sinners, Wagner Moura for The Secret Agent, Jeremy Allen White for Springsteen. I think we can safely say that Jeremy Allen White, while a very talented actor, the Globes love their musical biopics, but Springsteen just didn't really, I don't think it really worked for anybody, unfortunately. So I think he's probably out. Dwayne Johnson, probably out. Oscar Isaac, I don't see that happening. I would like Joel Edgerton. I think that would be a really fun surprise. Realistically, though, this is going to be between Michael B. Jordan and Wagner Moura. The Secret Agent it was just an accident, kind of fades in terms of hope for wins. I think we are seeing a bit of a resurgence on The Secret Agent here. So it's really going to be between these two. And I'm not super confident in Michael B. Jordan. So I'm going to go with Wagner Moura. But just like the last category we discussed, don't be surprised if I change it to Michael B. Jordan between now and the start of the show. Best performance by an actor in a musical or comedy: Lee Byung-hun for No Other Choice, Timothée Chalamet, Marty Supreme, George Clooney, Jay Kelly, Leonardo DiCaprio, One Battle After Another, Ethan Hawke for Blue Moon, Jesse Plemons for Begonia. It's nice to see Plemons in here. I'll say that. Leonardo DiCaprio and Timothée Chalamet still battling it out. George Clooney for Jay Kelly. That was a movie that I really enjoyed. And I really felt confident that it would have more of a presence this awards season after I saw it. The early talk was strong, and then I enjoyed it. And I felt pretty confident that we'd see more of it, but clearly it just didn't. It didn't have the power. But speaking of power, this is Timothée Chalamet's award to win here. I feel very confident, and I think unless something drastic changes, I think he's going to be a first-time Oscar winner this year. Best performance by an actor in any motion picture. Benicio del Toro, One Battle After Another. Jacob Elordi for Frankenstein. Paul Mescal for Hamnet. Sean Penn for One Battle After Another. Adam Sandler for Jay Kelly. And Stellan Skarsgård for Sentimental Value. I'm going to go with Benicio on this one. I have heard talk, about Stellan Skarsgård and Jacob Elordi. And I do think there is that possibility, but Benicio's performance just works in One Battle After Another, and the praise that he got when that film released, and the praise that he continues to get through awards season, he left an incredible mark on that film, and I don't know, Elordi winning last week felt like a one-off to me. And again, I still haven't seen Frankenstein, but that just felt like a surprise kind of. I don't know. I just don't see that happening again. Not saying it can't, but I think this is gonna go to Benicio. But I would like to see a surprise Stellan Skarsgård win here. Best screenplay, Hamnet. It Was Just an Accident. Marty Supreme. One Battle After Another. Sentimental Value, and Sinners. This morning I had One Battle After Another. And then I changed it. And I changed it to Sinners. And I don't know if that was a mistake. I don't know if I'm going to change it back. But, man, Sinners, it does so many things. And it does them all so incredibly well. The dialogue flows. It's funny. It's thoughtful. It fits just everywhere. There's not a line that feels out of place. I haven't read the screenplay yet, but it's one that I'm dying to read. Ryan Coogler just has a knack, I'll tell you. I'm gonna stick with it. I'm going to stick with it for now. Best Original Score, F1 the Movie, Frankenstein, Hamnet, One Battle After Another, Sinners, and Seurat. I'm going to talk real quickly here about Seurat. That was a movie that I was really late on because it was difficult to find a showing in my area. And then it played for about 1 week, got in at the last minute to see it. And that score is very interesting. It kind of plays basically throughout the whole movie, it felt like to me. Very techno, obviously in the same realm with the story and the rave culture that they are navigating within the story. Interesting score, I'll say. I think this one is going to go to Ludwig Göransson for Sinners. The Sinners score is just one that I have on my writing playlist on Spotify. I have a lot of pieces from this score, as I do for One Battle, Hamnet, and F1. But I do think the score for Sinners is just excellent. Best Original Song, Avatar, Fire and Ash, K-Pop Demon Hunters, Sinners, Train Dreams, Wicked for Good, and Wicked for Good. It's interesting to me that both of the original songs for Wicked made it onto this list. I didn't think they were particularly memorable. Not quite as memorable as, obviously, For Good. Is that what it's called? I think it's just called For Good in the movie. And even a couple other ones I found more leaving a lasting impact than these two. These two just felt very generic. I'll say that. No Place Like Home, honestly, kind of frustrated me. Just with where and how it was presented in the film. I Lied to You. This song is awesome. It's still in my Spotify on repeat. It is great. I'll admit I haven't actually gone back and listened to the one from Avatar by Miley Cyrus. I heard it as I was walking out of the theater, but I haven't gone back and listened to it. But you'd be crazy if you betted against Golden. I mean, that's talk about power in terms of impact, and it's just fun. It really is. Another one, though, that I actually haven't listened to on its own, I just remember it from the movie. I would like to see I Lied to You win here, but I mean, come on. All right, Best Motion Picture Animated. We have Arco, Demon Slayer, Elio, K-pop Demon Hunters, Little Amelia or the Character of Rain, and Zootopia 2. Again, you'd be crazy to bet against K-pop Demon Hunters. At this point, I think we can confidently say that's going to win Best Animated Feature, as it should. I mean, that animation popped right off the screen. It was the attention to detail, especially in a lot of the fighting sequences, I thought was just... I couldn't take my eyes off of it, honestly. And what I don't think that it's my favorite on this list. I think that would definitely go to Zootopia 2, which I actually just watched for the second time, and that movie holds up. If I had a ballot, I would certainly be voting for Zootopia. But again, you'd be crazy not to go with K-pop Demon Hunters here. All right, Best Motion Picture Foreign Language. It Was Just an Accident, No Other Choice, The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, Surat, and the voice of Hind Rajab. Sorry, if you can't tell, just kind of losing my voice slowly but surely throughout this video. Yeah, kind of the same here as last week. I'm torn between The Secret Agent and It Was Just an Accident. If I was going off of what I would like to see win, it would be either No Other Choice or Sentimental Value. I would have a hard time choosing between those two. But because I'm going with, the logical winner here, I'd say it's a pretty 50-50 split here between these two. Now, we did see The Secret Agent win Best Best Foreign Film last week at the Critic Awards. And that really kind of made me pay attention more to this movie. It Was Just an Accident, won the Palme d'Or. It has the prestige. People love it. I still haven't seen it. Really need to get on seeing both of these. Yeah, I could pretty much flip a coin, and whatever it came to would be, I would feel okay putting on my list. This is tough. Right now, I'm going to say The Secret Agent. Right now. But check on me right before the show starts. And I might have a completely different answer for you. All right. Cinematic and Box Office Achievement. This is just an interesting award. I thought it was kind of funny that announcing the nominations, they had Avatar on here. Even though it had not released yet at the time of the nominations being announced. How funny it would have been if Avatar bombed. I'm glad it didn't. I think it's a fun film. Glad people are still engaged in this world because I want to see more of it. I just thought that was kind of funny. So we have Avatar: Fire and Ash, F1 the movie, K-pop Demon Hunters, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, Sinners, Weapons, Wicked for Good, and Zootopia 2. First off, let's just recognize Zootopia 2 is an unstoppable force at the box office. I mean, my God. especially internationally. What it's doing is just incredible. I don't think it's going to go to Avatar. And maybe I'm a fool for saying that. Um, and I mean, K-pop Demon Hunters, it doesn't fit the box office. I mean, I guess it does. That sing along version did um, make a decent amount of money for the only 2 days that it was in theaters. Um, I'm gonna go with Sinners on this one. I mean, that movie exploded. It became a cultural touching point. Everybody was talking about it. Everybody was wanting to see it. If you wanted to see it in 70 millimeter, you had to book weeks out. Even regular IMAX showings were filling up like crazy. Um, it was just around for much of the first bit of this year, and you really couldn't escape it. So I'm gonna have some fun here, and I'm gonna go with Sinners. I wouldn't be surprised though if it was Utopia or Avatar here. Okay, and that is it for the films. Why not? Let's just touch on a couple of the TV shows here. We're here. We're doing it already. Um, Drama series. I mean, The Pit. I haven't seen any others on this list except for The White Lotus and the first season of Severance. Um, Still need to watch Pluribus. Haven't seen The Diplomat, but The Pit is dominating right now, as it should. Season 2 kicked off with a bang. I thought that first episode was excellent. It's The Pit. Musical or comedy series, The Studio. Come on. Limited series, like we saw last week, I think all of these are pretty much going to go the exact same way. I have Adolescence as my pick. Best performance by an actress in a drama series. This one, Ray Seahorn. Again, I haven't seen Pluribus, but the talk around her is undeniably strong. I've heard the show is incredible. I really need to get on watching so many of these. Actress in a musical or comedy, Jean Smart, again for Hacks, I'm sure. Even though I am behind on a lot of these shows, I do find it easier almost to put my predictions in for these because I just look at the last Emmys and the last few TV award shows, and we're pretty much going to see, I think, the same turnout here. Actors in a limited series anthology. I think we're going to see, kind of like we did last week, Sarah Snook. And again, a lot of these that I'm not confident on, I'm just basing on last week. Let's see here. I'd like to see Catherine O'Hara for the studio win, but I don't think that's going to happen. Actor in a drama series. Again, Noah Weil. Noah Weil? Somebody tell me how to pronounce that name. He's so good in The Pit. He really is. Especially in season 1 with the emotional beats that he has to hit and the torment that his character is going through. I think he is so good in that show. We'll go ahead and stop there just on the TV side of things because I don't want to embarrass myself talking about a bunch of stuff that I just don't really know about yet. Maybe next year. Maybe by next year I'll be all caught up. But until then, I think I'll talk about actor in a comedy series real quick. I think that's obviously going to go to Seth Rogen in the studio. He's so talented. He's good on the comedy side, but we've seen a lot more of Seth Rogen recently, kind of doing different styles of comedy. I think he's great in Platonic with Rose Byrne. If you're not watching that show, you really, really should. It's great. He was good in Good Fortune. I don't know. I'm just very interested in all of Seth Rogen's projects right now. I find it very fascinating, kind of the way that he's kind of shifted his career. And I'm always rooting for him. And the studio is just hilarious. I love that show so much. So that is my predictions for tonight's Golden Globes. Yeah, again, check on me before the start of the ceremony because I will probably have changed a few categories. But what are you hoping to see tonight with the Golden Globes? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much, as always, for watching. this video, I'm going to try and be a little more present online through this award show. I kind of fell off last week with the Critics' Choice, so I'm going to try and be a little more engaged online. So I will put my TikTok and X, I guess it's called, in the comments down below. In my Instagram, I don't anticipate being on there that much, but definitely on X and TikTok on occasion. So, again, let me know what you're hoping to see with the Golden Globes tonight. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.